Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chandrika and this is Rika Life. I want to thank you so much for joining me on my adventures in yarn and crochet. As always, we have lots of fun things to go over today. So I am going to share with you some new yarn coming out. I'm going to share with you a whip and I'm going to share with you a finished object. So first off, I got an email from Yarnspirations this morning telling me about the Bernat all-in-one blanket granny. So we have been seeing the other yarns where you can make a granny square all in one. So there was the Flower Power one, which was the newest. Before that was the I can't even remember what it's called now. The Red Heart Granny one. Now I'm going to pop up some pictures here. This is what they've come out with. So I have the email open, and so in one cake there's going to be 5 colors, and you will be able to make a granny square without changing the ball of yarn. So you'll just be able to do it all with one ball of yarn. I'm just going to open it up on here so I can give you some more details, but I did see that there's 6 different color choices. So it's a 240 gram, 8.5 ounce cake. Let me see here. So let's see. It is a super bulky number 6. You can make 4 motifs from one ball. It's 100% polyester, 240 grams, 8.5 ounces, 163 meters or 178 yards. Machine wash and dry. The crochet gauge is recommending an L 8mm hook. And I'm trying to see if this is like exactly like the Bernat blanket yarn. It looks pretty similar, so I think it could be. The only thing is that this has 178 yards and Bernat blanket yarn usually has 220 yards in it. So let me tell you what colors they have. So they have asphalt, which is browns with grays and a little bit of cream. Then they have chocoberry, and chocoberry is browns with some orange hues. So it's like a burnt orange color. That's chocoberry. Then there is the color throwback, and I feel like throwing back to maybe the 70s. But this has oranges and blues and kind of reminds me of the Red Heart Retro Stripe. It kind of gives me that vibe. The next color is Retro Pop, and this is a mix of colors. There's green, pink, like a mustard color, navy blue, and white. The next color is called Seaside Shine, and that has really nice coastal colors, greens and blues with a little bit of yellow in there. That's a really nice color. And the last one is called Fruit Juice, and that has pinks and reds, maroon, and like a deep mauve color. So there are going to be 6 of them. They are for $13.49 right now, and you can pre-order. So I'm just trying to see when will it be available. I don't know. But what do you all think of this yarn? I would love to know in the comments. I don't know. You can make 4 motifs from one ball. I would really have to try it out because the thing is, I love using blanket yarn and I like making granny square projects. I do like making granny square projects with bulky and blanket yarn. So this is something I might need to try out. But I feel like I want to see it in the stores first, and I'm not sure when it's going to be in store. But let me know what you think of this yarn. That is, again, Bernat all-in-one blanket granny yarn. That's a mouthful. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you because that just came out today. This morning I got the email and I thought I would share all that information with you. Okay, moving on to a finished object. You may or may not know, I fell head over heels in love with a yarn that I found at Joann's. This was the yarn line brand Cover Story Dreamland yarn, okay? And this is the color Galaxy. I fell in love with this yarn. It is 100% polyester, machine washable and dryable, 10.6 ounces, 300 grams, 148 yards or 135 meters. A super bulky number 6. Recommends an N 9mm hook. Again, this is the color Galaxy. I fell in love with this yarn. I've made so many hats with it, and I have made 2 scarves with it. So that's what I want to share with you today. I actually made a scarf last night with this yarn, the yarn I just showed you, the Galaxy yarn. So it is, I'm holding it double, so it's double the size of this. And it is so lush and squishy and plush. It is just amazing. This yarn is really, really nice. And all I did is I just did single crochets. So I just chained my amount going across, and then I just did single crochets all the way up, and then that was it. It's really nice and really warm and really plush. And this is how I was modeling yesterday. Of course I would take my hair out, but it's so warm. It's so nice. I love it. So I have not decided yet if I'm going to, of course, keep this or if this will be a gift, or let's see what happens with it. But I'm just in love with it. So this yarn is very, very nice. This is just one of the colorways. I think I bought it in 5 colorways. So this is Galaxy. Then I bought it in Red Cherry, which is black with some reds in it. Then I bought it in the green one. What's it called? Meadow something, I think. There's one that's all green. So that's 3. And then I bought it in, what other colors did I? Oh, the first color I got was called Cosmos, I think. And that was navy blue with like neon colors in it. That was really, really nice too. And then my favorite color, which was rainbow, which I had made a large adult size throw with it. And when I ordered that yarn, I just ordered extra. So I might have like 10 or 11 balls of that. So I could make 2 more adult size throws with it. I put that all in my yarn closet because I was like, not out of sight, out of mind, but it was like right here behind me. And so I was like, it needs a home. On that note, I spent about an hour and a half or so yesterday. My son did help me for the first little while. He helped me to sort this whole room. So I left my bookshelf as is, my bookcase. But all of my yarn things and organization and storage things in this room, I went through and organized. So I had bought Line Brand Woolies Thick and Quick for the hats that I made for my sale. And I had like 8 balls left over. So I put them in this bin right here. You can see them. So I have the Big Twist Posh, and then I have my Woolies here. So I've kept it all here so that I have it close to me. I did not open this bin that has all mandala yarn. So that's mandala and mandala gradient yarn in there. I did not open it. I had purchased yarn from the premiere sale that happened in November. And that was sitting right here in a box. It has just been sitting here in the box. So I went through, and all of that yarn that was like a 3-weight, or I would think of as for baby projects, I actually put into this square tote that I have. So I did show you in a previous video what was in that tote. So I just added in the Premier yarn in there, and now that tote is completely full. What else? So, and then I had in the corner, I have a bunch of like bags holding bags. And so I sorted that. So there were a few things that I keep on my table when I display things. So I've kept those nicely. Then I have some gift bags, so I kept those nicely. And what else is there? There is my polyfill stuffing is there. And then there's yarn for a project I'm working on right now. Also, right behind me, this little gap between my bookcase and my bins, I had all these project bags sitting here. So I went through and sorted them. So I have 3 empty bags here, and then I have 2 project bags. So they both have 3 or 4 projects in them. I don't know that I would consider them whips just because they're kind of things that I just started so that I can continue them. They're not active whips because they're kind of like in between projects. They could be car projects. They're not big things that I'm working on. So I'm not exactly counting them. I did find a shawl that I started with the mandala bonus bundle, and I'm thinking of taking that apart and doing a baby blanket. So I'm thinking of either using, if I can find one color from that cake and find a solid of that, then I will hold that together. Alternatively, I could hold a white, like big twist value with the mandala yarn and then work with that. The white with the color changing yarn looks very, very nice. So that is a possibility. I just need to figure all that out. I have one partially made hat in there. I have one baby blanket I was making with the beautiful shells pattern. What else is in there? And then I have 4 Annabelle shawls I had started. That's Crystal's pattern over at Bago de Crochet, Annabelle shawl. So I had just started those Annabelle shawls. That was using, one was a Lion Brand ice cream yarn. One was a mandala cake. What were the other ones? They were like all random yarns. But those I don't really consider whips because those are like, I've started them and I can pick them up whenever. So I'm not going to count those. But I did finish the scarf last night, so I consider that to be one thing done. Though I have one more cake and I'm trying to figure out if I'll make a matching hat for that scarf. So I can make, using my own pattern, I can make 3 hats out of 1 ball. So I might just make 3 hats out of this and be done with it. I still have 1 ball of the green yarn left. I don't remember the name, Meadowland or Meadow something. But I do have that 1 cake left. And then I just have the rainbow yarn. So initially, when I bought the Dreamland yarn, this is how much I loved it. I bought like 17 balls of it. I know, it sounds crazy. It is crazy. It was on Doorbuster or it was on a sale and I got another percentage off. And I just love the colors so much. So I think I had bought like a few and then I went back and bought more. So this is my like 16th ball and then that green one will be my 17th ball. And then all of those 17 will be finished. What did I make? I did make a scarf and then all the rest were hats. So let's see, how many balls is that? This is 1 scarf, so that's 2, that's 3, that's 4 balls. And then the other one took 2 balls, that's 6 balls I used. And that accounts for 6 of them. The other 11 balls I made hats out of. So that's 33 hats, I guess. Yeah, I have been making hats left and right. I don't know what's gotten into me, but when I have a spare moment and I have the yarn ready and the hook ready, I'll just pick it up and make a hat. Some of the easy patterns that I'm using right now, there's one called the Speedy Beanie, and it's so good. I will use a chunky number 5 or a super bulky number 6 for that, and you can find that on YouTube. Then I have my own hat patterns, my Dreamy Chunky Beanie. I use that for a number 5 or 6. That works up really quick. Then I have another pattern that I made just for this Dreamland yarn, and that works up so quickly. So all of these hats I can make in less than half an hour. I'm not counting in the time to weave in the ends, but I'd say in about 25 minutes I can make a hat that I'm going to donate. So it feels very rewarding to me because I'm able to, enjoy time with the family or watch something or have some downtime in between all the house stuff. And then I'm able to like whip out a hat. It's amazing. So last I had told you I was at 11 hats. Now I think I'm at 16 hats. And I want to make definitely more than 20. So last month I donated 35 hats, and I would love to get to about 30 hats. Okay, let's say 25 to 30. So today is the 16th, and yeah, I would like to donate it before the end of the year. So that's my intention. Let's see what happens. I mean, life, there's always unexpected things in the middle, plus like we have some social engagements and all of that. So let's see what happens. Okay. So now I've told you about the new yarn. I've showed you my finished object, and now I'm going to show you my whip. So if you follow my page, you will see my community posts, and I post almost every day and sometimes multiple times in the day. So I have a video in my tutorials playlist called C2C Mashup, Corner to Corner Mashup. And what happened was that Michael's had Karen cinnamon cakes last year. I want to say last year. I don't think it was this year. I don't know. It's been a whole year. I'm not sure. Anyhow, Michael's had Karen cinnamon swirl cakes, and I bought them in 2 different colors, and I fell in love with them. This is what a cinnamon swirl cake looks like. Of course, I'm using it. That's why it's all, you can see this side, maybe it looks better. So this is the cinnamon swirl cake by Yarn Inspirations, Karen Yarn Inspirations. And this is the color Springtime. So you can see that it keeps changing color as you keep going. And I found a coordinating yarn to go with it. So I'm doing my mashup. So all my mashup means is that I'm alternating the solid color with the cake, and then the solid color, and then the cake. And if you go to my tutorial, I've given exact instructions on how to make this blanket, which I think I said measures about 30 by 30 inches, with 1 ball of a Karen cinnamon swirl cake and 1 ball of I used Big Twist Value. So unfortunately, I don't have the label for this, so I can't tell you what color this is, but it's like a light peachish color. And do you want to see what it looks like? Oh, it looks so good. Okay, this is what it looks like. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I really love it. Okay, so I started with the solid color, and then I went into the cake, and now I'm back at the solid color. So from here, I'm going to do 8 rows of the solid. Then instead of continuing to increase, I'm going to start decreasing, which means I'll start building out this way. So then I'll do 5 rows of the solid, then I'll do 17 rows of the cake, and then back to the solid for the last bit. So all the details of this are in that video. So go over and watch that video, and you can make it too. It is not a very difficult pattern. This is just doing a corner to corner stitch. I have another tutorial on how to do the corner to corner stitch, so you can look at that as well. And you can make something beautiful like this. So I think in the tutorial, I actually might have used a blue yarn, a blue cinnamon swirl cakes, or in the corner to corner in one of those 2 videos. But this one is called Springtime, and I just found this by accident, you guys. I went to Michael's a couple of weeks ago, and I was just walking through, and I saw that this was on clearance for $5. It's originally $12.99, and they had just this color, and there were just 2 left for $5. So you better believe that I picked them up. And so this one cake will be done, and then I have 1 more cake. I'm trying to see if I have another color that can match, another solid color that can match. But I don't think I have one. So I don't know. So I could like maybe hold a white color with it. I could double it up, or I could just do something different with it. So the cinnamon swirl cake is how many yards? 407 yards. So I could even do like a really nice baby blanket with it. So it's 100% acrylic. and machine washable and dryable, a medium 4-weight. Recommends an H5mm hook. So it's really beautiful color. So I'm thinking of perhaps, I don't know. I'm thinking to just finish this blanket and then I'll figure out what to do with the other one. But I most certainly was not going to leave it sitting there for $5. So I purchased it. So yes, I have been busy. My shoulders are kind of hurting. I feel like I need to stretch, or I need to probably stretch and stop crocheting so much. But I don't want to stop crocheting. I just, we were out over the weekend and we were doing things, and when I was in the car and when I was just sitting, I was like, oh my god, I wish I had my crochet with me. And I was just missing it, you guys. I miss my crochet. Did you see what this ball looks like? It looks like someone's hair. Okay. I was making a hat pattern. I was making a ribbed beanie with this, but it was my first one, and this was a while ago. So this was definitely 2023 or 2022. And then I frogged the entire thing, and I don't know what happened. It looks like I had it this way, and then I started wrapping around here. So now when I'm working off of this, it's kind of wonky, but that's what it looks like. It looks like an animal or something now. Okay, there's one more project I'm working on, which you may or may not be able to see behind me, but I'm not going to share it with you today. I'm going to share it with you in my Thursday video, because hopefully by then it will be finished. So that is what I'm hoping, that I will be done with that project, and then I will show it to you in its entirety and be able to, enjoy the finished product. So yeah, I'm just taking out a bunch from here so that I can work off of this. But yeah, let me know what you think of that burlap blanket yarn, the all-in-one blanket granny yarn. And I keep forgetting to tell you, but I made a written pattern for my Dreamy Chunky beanie, so that is available on my Ravelry. Also, I have a promotion going on until the end of this month. I now have 4 hat patterns on my Ravelry. If you put all 4 in your cart and you use the code DEC2024, you can get all 4 hats for the price of 3. So I just wanted to mention that the link to my Ravelry store is under every video. If you click on more, you will see the link to my Ravelry store, and you will be able to get 4 hats for the price of 3, and then you'll get to make all my hat patterns, and it's going to be so much fun. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.